Today, I'm going to show you the cheapest and most powerful setup for doing schooled Revenants, and the best part is you risk less than 200k. And as always on this video and every video we post, there is a 50,000 Revenant Ether giveaway, so make sure you drop a comment down below and include your RSN. The following requirements for this method are minimum 66 range and 50 hunter, along with at least 43 prayer. But for much better results, I would recommend 70 plus range and 40 plus defense. The higher your range level, defense level, and prayer level are, the better this method gets, but 50 hunter is mandatory. Now let's go over the gear. The setup we'll be using for schooled Revenants is very simple and highly effective, consisting of a black dragon hide body, black dragon hide chaps, snakeskin boots, snakeskin bandana, a black dragon hide shield, a bracelet of Ethereum charged with at least 50 Ether, Ava's accumulator, and most importantly, the Hunter's Sunlight Crossbow. The Hunter's Sunlight Crossbow is an upgraded variant of the Hunter's Crossbow that requires level 66 range and 50 hunter to use. But there is a few reasons that make this crossbow absolutely amazing. Number one, it only costs 6k GP, and after you set it to rapid, it is a 3-tick weapon which is insanely fast, and boasts a range accuracy of 79. And if that wasn't enough, it requires no Ether to use, which will lower your risk big time. And its ammunition is only 31 GP each, and has the exact same range strength as dragon arrows. And because we pair it up with the Amulet of Avarice, it gains an additional 20% damage and accuracy, making it insanely powerful. And it notes all of the drops from the Revenant Orcs, meaning more GP per hour for you. And check out the risk. We use Protect Item to protect our Avarice at all times, and this entire setup comes in for less than 200k at only 188k GP risk. Now let's go over the inventory. I'm going to show you two different inventory setups, one that's insanely cheap and one that's a little more expensive. But these two items right here are mandatory no matter what setup you choose. The first one is a looting bag. You're going to need this no matter what to put all your juicy loot in. The second one is a teleport that works up to level 30 wilderness. I use the Royal Seed Pod, but in case you're 1 defense or don't have Monkey Madness 2 done, you can use Runelight's menu entry swapper to make an Amulet of Glory or a Ring of Wealth, a 1-click teleport that works up to level 30 wilderness. Alright, the first setup is the insanely cheap setup, consisting of 5 blighted super restores, 1 regular ranging potion, 1 anti-venom, about 16 manta rays, and 6 Karambwan. This entire inventory of supplies will only cost you 28,000 GP. And while I don't recommend it, if you are someone who is brand new to the Rev Caves, it is an extremely affordable setup, bringing your risk of the entire loadout to only 216k GP. Which is insane for how strong it is. And if you're someone who's brand new or maybe not very experienced with tanking PKers, this will allow you to practice the basics of tanking PKers without risking much GP whatsoever. Now for the setup I do recommend. This setup is a little bit more expensive, but it will increase your chance at survival big time. Instead of an anti-venom, we bring 2 Sandfuse serums. These double as a super restore and an anti-poison. And if you take 2 sips, it will cure your venom as well. I don't actually use these during our trips, but I bring them just in case we get attacked by a PKer, because if I happen to be low on super restores, they double as a cure to venom and the super restore, which can be insanely helpful in certain situations. I bring 4 blighted restore, 1 divine bastion potion, which gives you a 5-minute permanent boost to your range level and defense level, a phoenix necklace to put on when we do get attacked by a PKer. This will heal you for 30% of your total HP if your health drops below 20% of your total hit points. I bring 5 Marlin, which are the brand new single bite 24 HP healing food, and I bring 2 Halibut, which are the brand new Karambwan equivalent, except they heal you 20. And on top of all that, I bring 10 Saradomin brews. This is going to give you 640 HP worth of healing and will help tank the PKers big time. And I also bring 50 blighted vengeance sacks. Now this only applies to you if you're 94 magic and have access to the lunar spellbook. If you don't, you could bring an extra brew or an extra hard food. There's 2 different reasons why I bring vengeance sacks. Number 1, if a PKer gets on you and you start casting vengeance, their brain is instantly going to think you're an anti-PKer, making them 10 times more cautious when they're dealing damage to you. The second reason we bring vengeance is actually a way to help you escape. Hopefully I can show you an example in the caves later on in the video. Even with all these Saradomin brews, the brand new food, divine bastion potions, and Sandfuse serums, the total risk in this setup is only 384k GP, which is insanely cheap for the accuracy, damage, and survivability it provides. These are the quick prayers I use and have active during the whole time I'm doing Revenants. But before you even click pass through this barrier, you should always have protect item and protect from magic enabled. Protect item to protect your avarice and protect from magic, so if you do get teleblocked on your way to the Revenant caves, it is only a half TB that lasts 2.5 minutes compared to a full TB that lasts 5 whole minutes. And before we head out, let me show you what I pre-pot. In case you don't know, this is a chugging barrel. It's relatively new. If you open it up, you can load 5 different potions in the order you would like to drink them. And once you have them loaded up, you click drink and it'll drink all of them at the same time. Inside mine, I have Divine Bastion potion, extended stamina, and a prayer regen. This is going to give me a range and defense increase going into the caves. This is going to give me 4 minutes of stamina potion use, and 1 single sip of a prayer regen gives you 64 prayer points over the next 8 minutes. The chugging barrel is almost 7 mil, so if you don't have the money for it, it's okay, but I would still recommend pre-potting these 3 potions in this order, with or without the chugging barrel. Now what I do is I eat an angler to raise my HP over to 118, drink the chugging barrel, goes back to 108, and another angler, so when I leave the Ferox Enclave, I have almost 120 HP. Now that we've gone over all that crucial information, it's time to go to Revenants. I know that was a lot of information in the beginning, guys, but if you're someone who's new to Revenants, that is all very, very important information to know. Another pro tip about the Rev Caves, sadly, there is so many bots in the Rev Caves right now, it's kind of out of control. Look at this, guys, I'm not joking. 1, 2, 3. So one thing you can do to combat this is work on your total level, because the higher your total level, the more total level worlds you have unlocked. And in the total level worlds, there sometimes is more PKers, but there's almost never any bots, which is amazing. Alright, beautiful. So I found myself a free world in a total level world, of course. And you might be wondering why I don't use Rigor. And the reason I don't use Rigor is because the prayer drain rate on Rigor is extremely high. And you will run through your prayer potions or super restores, whatever, extremely fast. And honestly, if you have a high range level, you don't even need Rigor. Because the bolts are so powerful and the Amulet of Avarice, you kill the Revenants extremely fast. Also, when you are doing Scold Revenants, most of the super restore drops you get are going to be noted, so you're not going to be able to resupply on prayer. The best part about doing Scold Revenants with the Avarice is you don't have to pick and choose what to put in your looting bag. You can just load it up with every single drop you get. And guys, just look at this damage. I'm not joking you. This crossbow with these bolts is so powerful. Alright, so this one's dead. Let me show you how fast we kill this one. Like 29s. I'm using frickin' Hawkeye. Look at the speed of this thing. I'm probably going to kill this before the other one even respawns. 30. We're max hitting 30s with this 6k crossbow at a 3-tick fire rate. Here's another little tip. Just because I'm bringing more expensive food like Marlin, I want to save this in case we get attacked by a PKer. So when I get food drops like this, Blighted Manta Ray, I drop a Marlin, pick up the Blighted, restore my HP to full, and pick our Marlin back up. The only thing is though, when you do that, you have to be pretty quick. Recently they did an update where anything you drop in the wilderness, it despawns I think after 15 seconds. So if you're not quick enough, you will lose your Marlin. And on top of that, if a PKer attacks you, even if you have food on the ground that was your drop, once you're in combat with another player, you cannot pick up any food that's on the ground anymore. But yeah, as you guys can see, this setup is insanely powerful for just how cheap it costs. Now I'm hoping we get attacked by a PKer, which kind of sounds weird for some of you, I'm sure, but it's because I want to show you guys a couple examples of things that can help you escape. And here's the good thing, even if we don't get attacked by a PKer, I'll be able to show you what your profit will look like in this setup every 20 minutes. Now, some of you might have been thinking at certain parts in this video when we were going over the setup, well, TSN, you could bring a Torag helm for 100k or a Granite shield for 50k, so on and so forth. Here's the best thing about it. You can upgrade this setup as much as you'd like with whatever you feel comfortable with. The whole point of this video is just to show how cheap you can really get it down to. As you start to run out of your super restores, make sure you drop the empty vials and replace it with some blighted food. That way, if you get attacked by a PKer, you have even more heals. Now, I'll be honest, the biggest downsides of this setup are the extremely low range and melee defense. You will be very susceptible to range and melee attacks, but that's why I choose to bring very high healing food and a ton of Ceradomin brews. Now on the opposite side, in this setup we have extremely high magic defense, so when PKers are trying to throw fire surges at you or trying to re-entangle you while you're running away, hopefully they should be splashing quite a bit. And the best part of that is the more times a PKer splashes an entangle on you means the farther distance you can run, and as long as they're throwing entangles, they're not doing any damage to you. Another benefit to being schooled while doing Revenants is that you have the best drop rates when it comes to emblems and weapons. And over time, every time you get an emblem drop or a weapon drop, it only increases your GP per hour. And we just got claw rushed. Dude, what a dummy, bro. Okay, if anyone has dragon boots, guys, just make sure you're careful of them, because 9 out of 10 times they're gonna rush you. Anyway, we still got time on our Bastion potion and I have 1 dose left. So in about 15 minutes, I made almost 500k without even using a Revenant weapon. Alright, I'm on my way back to Revenants once again, and this time I brought a Summer Pie. Now, if you have 75 agility, you don't need a Summer Pie, but I'm gonna show you why that room is my favorite room to do them in. Oh yeah, and in case you've never seen one of my Revenant guides before, one plugin I use to help never get killed by any declaw rushers is the Wilderness Player Alarm plugin. Once you go to the settings, you can configure it exactly how you would like, but down here is the timeout option, and basically, if anyone comes into my radius, my entire screen will flash red for 3 seconds, so I never get caught off guard by any of these silly rushers. If you're someone who doesn't like flashing lights, you can configure it to even ping a noise anytime someone comes into your radius, but it is extremely helpful. Okay, we got a PKer. I'm gonna let him get on me. He says hi. Okay, this is not what... Hi. I definitely wasn't expecting a conversation with the PKer. How are you, friend? Yeah, he's either calling his max friend or something's going on here. Looks like he's potting up. I want him to attack me, but I don't think he's going to. And he logged out. See what I mean? If you're schooled up and you're not using a Revenant weapon, most PKers just assume you're an anti-PKer. And half the time, they don't even want to bother attacking you. And if you are someone who likes to anti-PK, this is the perfect setup for that as well. Paired up with Vengeance, all you gotta do is add a good spec wep like a Void Waker, AGS, or some Dragon Claws, and you're good to go. The low melee and range defense will allow for some big Vengeance recoil hits, and possibly help you stack out some giant KOs. Alright, this trip is coming to an end. I do have 1 dose of Divine Bastion potion left, and 3 minutes left on my current dosage. But if you look at my inventory, I only have 1 dose of Blighted Super Restore, and now I've drinking it. So my rule of thumb is once I use all my Blighted Restores and I'm down to my 2 reserve Sandfuse serums, I call it a trip, go to the bank. It's better to leave and come back than risk it, get down to 1 Sandfuse, now a PKer is on you, and now you're dead. Your Saradomin brews are only useful if you've got the restores to back them up. But check out the looting bag. This was like a 13-minute trip and I made just under 700k cash. So the whole benefit of this setup being so cheap is by the time you actually die to a PKer, you should have made so much profit that that 1 death doesn't even matter. And now you guys have seen me complete 2 trips at Revenant Orcs, and besides getting Dragonclaw Rush, I have not been attacked by 1 PKer since. Now obviously the peak times are different for everyone depending on where you're located, but let's say I know that it's nighttime in the UK, I'm gonna go to a UK world because most of the times a lot of the PKers will be sleeping. Alright gentlemen, we've actually got a PKer. Now just so you guys know, this setup is not some never die setup. This setup you can totally die, but I'm gonna show you a really easy way to prevent that. Now once I'm unfrozen, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this obstacle and this thing to gap him. Check this out. Okay. Please splash. Okay, I pop Vengeance. He splashed. Now check this out. I think I already gapped him. Look at this. This thing is every PKer's worst nightmare. Okay, he did get an entangle off, but he splashed. So now at this point, he's definitely gapped. All you gotta do is keep going around and log out. Should be good. Yep, later, brother. I'm not joking, guys. It's one of the easiest escape methods is running around this thing. Now, it works best when you have a high magic defense setup like we do. He splashed on us 2 or 3 times, and that's more than enough to get gap on him around this obstacle. Now this method of escaping only works if you can boost up or have the level, which is 75 agility, to use this obstacle to jump over here. And if you don't, you're gonna have to just do your best to tank out the full 2.5 minutes. But just look at all the supplies we got away with. We barely used any supplies. I got almost all my hard food left and almost all of my Ceradomin brews left. So I just want to explain this clip to you guys really fast. The reason we bring the Vengeance sacks is because there's a delay after you cast Vengeance, and luckily he splashed on us when we casted it, but if you saw right after, our character gets catapulted so far ahead of him that it almost guarantees the escape the first time I do it. A lot of the gold farmers choose to farm the Revenant orcs down in the south spot, because the deeper you go in the cave, the higher level combat players can attack you. So if you go just straight north, you'll find these two orcs. This is where I like to farm them, because not only is there a lot less people, but as you saw, there's also a very overpowered escape. And obviously, if you have the level to boost or just use this one, this is 89 agility for this obstacle. If you have 84 agility, you can use a summer pie, which I'm using to boost up to use it. That is one of the best escapes as well, because not many PKers have 89 agility. Also, here's a little pro tip about these gold farmers. Now, they're gonna crash you most of the time they come and you're already here, but they crash you with the expectation that you're gonna world hop. Don't, because for them, time is money. They're literally doing this for a living, farming GP for money. So if you don't leave, they're making half the money they make an hour. So just imagine you're at your real job and now you're making half the money you make per hour. Eventually, they will hop 9 out of 10 times. It's literally a matter of patience, and for some reason the gold farmers tend to have none. Also, if they're using melee and you're using range, to annoy them even more, all you gotta do is wait for theirs to spawn, tag it, and then they have to run back and forth. So check this out. He's waiting for it to spawn. I'm gonna steal it from him, and he's gonna have to run across the cave, making him even more mad. Yup, have fun, brother. Here he goes, look. Go ahead, you little lapdog. Start doing your laps. And just like that, I didn't give up. I just sat here farming the revs in peace, and he logged out. It almost works every single time. Like I said, for the gold farmers, it's their actual job, and time is money. And if you're affecting their money, they're gonna go elsewhere. Just like with anyone who tries to get under your skin, they get more upset when they don't get a reaction out of you. Now look at this, we got a level 126. He didn't even attack me. He's got a freaking jaw, he's got a Virtus robe bottom, everything. Doesn't even attack me. I'm telling you guys, it's all in the setup. They either think you're an anti-PKer, or they think you're not risking enough that it's worth attacking you. And because they can see you're not using a Revenant weapon, they know they're not going to get any ether out of you. Oh baby, literally last kill of the trip, I'm out of super restores, and we get double dragon plate skirts. Let me show you guys the looting bag. This was a 20-minute trip and we made 1 million GP in this setup. Even without the double dragon plate skirts, we made 700k GP this trip. This is without a doubt the best low-risk Scold Revenants method you could possibly use. All right, we got a PKer. This guy is like, I'm gonna even let him attack me. The more you show these guys you're not afraid of them, the more that they look. He didn't even attack me. You see what I mean? This setup, I don't know what it is. It's just not appealable to PKers. I mean, you guys saw that guy was literally in full Virtus, purging staff, oath plate helm, infernal cape. He looked at me and he thought about it, and in his mind he's thinking, okay, this guy's either not risking much, I'm not going to get any ether, or he might be anti-PKing, so I have a chance at dying. Another trip completed, coming up short this time. Only a 10-minute trip. Check the looting bag. 482k. All right, we got a TB. Look at that. The guy TB. Did you guys see that? I mean, you guys saw that. The PKer TB'd me, and before I can even start running, he freaking starts running away and logs out. Like, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I've been trying to get one last escape clip for you guys, just so I can show a couple more tips and tricks. But every time a PKer logs in or runs by, they just do not attack me. So if we don't get one pretty soon, I'll probably just end the video, show you guys the loot tracker, and I mean, the evidence is here. It attests that in this setup, you just don't get attacked that much. So basically, just in case we don't get attacked by another PKer, Couple tips: always keep your inventory full of food every time it drops on the floor. Do not wait to pick it up. Is this guy, look, okay, well, we just got attacked. I'll even let this guy, look, he can't even teleblock me. All right, tip number 1, throw on rigor and start DPSing them back. Especially if it's a 1 defense pure, like, they're absolutely cooked. Look at him, he's running away. Why are you throwing a TB, bro? You know what? He's worried I'm gonna anti-PKer. In this, look at, he's gonna try to mage us, and in this setup, his magic won't even hit. What? Okay, an 8. And he leaves. Just like that. I don't even have to go bank. That guy was so freaking easy. Alright, like I was saying though, a couple of tips. Basically, that was a 1 defense pure PKer in absolute welfare gear, so I was not taking him as a serious threat whatsoever. But if you were to get attacked by a level 100 CB plus in some decent gear, couple tips I can give you is number 1, use your Saradomin brews to stay overhealed the whole time. I'm 96 HP, and if I stay overhealed with the Saradomin brew, I can get up to like 110 HP. The higher you keep your HP up, the lower the chance of you getting KO'd. Also, the second you get attacked by a pretty serious PKer, throw on your Phoenix necklace. This will basically always stop you from getting KO'd at least once. But after your Phoenix necklace heals you and it procs 1 time, it's gone, so you gotta throw back on your Avarice. Another tip is the Vengeance. The second you're about to be unfrozen, pop Vengeance and just spam as far as you can away from the PKer. This will help them misclick and make you escape a ton of times. Hey, the double dragon longs. Oh wow, this PKer is back. Alright, that was actually gonna be the last kill of the trip. As you can see, that's why we bring the Sandfuse serums, because I'm all out of restores. I was just about to leave. Now I happen to get attacked by a PKer, so I have to tank this half TB. The first time I wasn't taking him serious. Now let me give you some advice. Like I said earlier, stay overbrewed. I'm gonna also throw on my Phoenix necklace, and now he's gonna get so demotivated, he's gonna end up leaving again. I'm at 110 HP. Go ahead, spec me with your DDS. If you're not someone who's good at overhead prayers, my only advice to you is in this setup is your perfect chance to practice them. Because even if you die, you are risking the loot you gained, but the original risk you showed up with is 2 to 350k, which is not much at all, especially compared to the profit we're making here. So yeah, we've only got a minute left on this half TB, and so far this guy has done nothing to us. And I have my Phoenix necklace on, so even if he pulled out Dragon Claws or something, it would heal me. He's gonna splash the Fire Surge on us. Yep. Say hello to that magic defense. And he's gone. See what I mean? He literally, even if he tries, there's just nothing he can do. And that is actually where we're gonna end this video. Check the looting bag. In about 20 minutes, we made 885k, just under 900k in 20 minutes in this cheap setup. And you guys have seen us escape from a high-level PKer, watch many high-level PKers run by, and watch us treat a pure PKer like he was a fly bothering us while we're trying to eat some food. Not only that, but you guys also saw the original risk we were using, either 200k for the first setup or 380k for the second. And I did this for about an hour and a half, and look at the loot tracker. We made 3.75 mil GP in an hour and a half doing this. And I didn't die 1 time, so it's all profit. And this isn't shown in the loot tracker, but if I uncharge my Bracelet of Ether, I only showed up with 50 Ether in the beginning of the video. And now I've got, let's see, 1190, an extra 200k GP profit in Ether. So add 200k to the 3.75, and we're just about 4 million GP made in an hour and a half. Like I said, guys, this is not one of my never die setups, but this is definitely a perfect setup if you are someone who's looking to do Schooled Revenants, don't want to risk much, and want to make some serious bank. If you guys have any questions down below, drop them in the comments and I'll try to reply to them as soon as I can. Now it's time for me to give some of this loot back to you guys. Let's get into today's giveaway. Guys, our last video had 290 unique comments. Seriously, you guys absolutely crushed the comment section. From the bottom of my heart, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's insane. I am definitely gonna have to subscribe to that comment picker website because most of our videos are getting over 200 comments, and that's the max they'll let you do for free. If it even has 1 comment over, you cannot use it no matter what. Anyway, this is the Google Dice Roller. 175 was our test run. Your chance of 50,000 Revenant Ether is 1 out of 290. Good luck, everybody. 3, 2, 1. number 31. All right, I've sorted by new. As you can see, the very bottom comment, locked in for first. Let's go. Much love to you, brother. Dior, absolute legend Dior. Thank you so much for the support, my man. All right, we've got comment number 31, Mr. Levi Collins 5119. Those bots play like me for real. Dude, Levi, when I read this comment the other day, it made me laugh out loud, bro. And I'm sure you're better than a bot. Anyway, thank you so much for the love and support on the video. And seriously, thank you for leaving your RSN. We've got I am Swamp. I am Swamp. Meet me in the TSN French chat. If I'm online, I'm usually in there on one of my accounts, and we will get you your Revenant Ether as soon as possible. If you didn't win, do not worry. All you gotta do is be a subscriber and leave your comment down below, and you're entered to win another 50,000 Rev Ether giveaway on the next video I post. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and a comment on the video. It really helps out. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. We have a ton of content already on the channel. You name it, we got it. We got from scratch series, 24-hour challenges, PK videos, anti-PKing, PVM guides, we got it all. And if you're looking for a cool place to come hang out, we got the TSN Friends chat. Anyone can join. All that we ask is you're chill and respectful. Other than that, all you gotta do is type in TSN, and hopefully we'll see you in there. I will see you all in the next video. Peace.